Before we get started, I want to thank our first partner, Response Ready Medical. Response Ready Medical, bringing our customers the best quality training and equipment for the worst case scenario. Response Ready Medical's vision is to be the leading provider of emergency preparedness solutions across the United States, empowering communities, organizations, and individuals to respond confidently and preserve life during critical moments. Offering same-day certification, all Response Ready Medical classes are instructed by nationally registered and state-licensed firefighter, paramedics, law enforcement officers, and hospital staff. Classes currently being offered by Response Ready Medical include CPR and AED, CPR, AED, and first aid, emergency trauma care, child and babysitting safety, CABS, backcountry medicine, and wilderness first aid. Your premium partner in emergency preparedness, Response Ready Medical. Welcome to the Pursuing Freedom Outdoors podcast, a place where backcountry warriors can share their stories of grit, service, healing, and wilderness adventures. I'm your host, Tom Walton, Marine Corps veteran, full-time cop, and aspiring hunting and fishing guide. Join me and others as we journey from the hood to the woods in pursuit of freedom in the outdoors. Oh, we are here. All right, cool. All right. Well, everybody, this is Tom with Pursuing Freedom Outdoors podcast. Thanks for listening. So it's been a week. We're at the very last night here at the lodge at the Bighorn River in St. Xavier, Montana. So I'm just going to pass this around. I want this to kind of be more about you guys and about me because I'll have plenty of time to talk about my experiences with this later. So I'm just going to pass this around, but I'm going to start with Ryan. Why don't you just give us a little introduction about yourself?
Ryan C.
And just a few inches from your face will work
Okay.
great.
My name's Ryan Colasani. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. And as Tom said, I'm up here at the Bighorn River Ranch in Montana doing the guide school. Fly fishing to me has kind of been life-changing. Like it's done a lot for my mental health, just getting out there in the water, something about standing in the water, catching a really good fish. And it just, to me, it kind of clears my soul and my mind all at the same time. So it's a beautiful thing. And I encourage everybody who's listening to, if you've never picked up a fly rod, pick one up and just try it. Go to a local fly shop, get a casting lesson. I promise you, whatever size fish you catch, you're going to be hooked on it because it's awesome.
That's awesome, man. And I agree 100%. Why don't you give just a quick detail of your background?
Yeah.
And then just bring the mic like right about here.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm ex-Army. I was field artillery did my 4 years and got out. Did 2 tours in Iraq. And then when I got out of the military, went to school for a little bit and really figured out that college was not for me. So I went the law enforcement route and became a game warden with Florida Fish and Wildlife for about 5 years. And then kind of had my fill with that. And then COVID hit. And since Florida gets a lot of their money from tourism, kind of shut the state down a little bit. And so our funding dried up. And so I decided it was, time to split ways. And now I'm running a garage. Soon another career changes in the future because I'll be guiding up in northern Montana, the Whitefish Kalispell area. So
that's awesome. And that's not too far from where I live. So I'm looking forward to getting out on the river with you in Idaho, Montana, and maybe doing some collaborating in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we're going to have a blast, man.
Yeah, we're going to catch some big fish.
So, and I think you hit it, like the mental health aspect of what like the outdoors has done for me is huge, man. I think we all have a similar story to that.
Yeah,
for sure. So
I would agree.
It's just, it heals the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And just so everybody knows, Ryan has been, we got 2 Ryans, so let's clear this up now. We got Ryan 1 who's speaking now and Ryan 2, only because that's the order. Ryan 1 was my roommate all week. It's been an experience. So he's a good roommate. I would suggest him out, if you all needed a roommate at your next fly fishing lodge. He gets an Airbnb rating of 5 stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then other Ryan too, man, like that doesn't mean to take anything away from him, because he was like my number one fishing partner all week. So yeah, man. Anyways, thanks, dude. Thanks for doing this, you guys, and spend a little bit of time. Your evening is getting pretty late here, so appreciate you guys. But yeah, like next up we got Hector, man.
Hello. So I think Puerto Rican in the mix. So I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and I was going through life, went to college and find jobs and everything, but the Army was in the back of my head, and I was about to hit the age that I couldn't do it no more, and I was like, well, hey, this is what I wanted to do when we were dating, and I told him, what'd you think? I don't want to waste your time or anything, and she's like, I'll follow you. And I don't regret it, man. I did a lot of growing, different career path. I was having fun. I love it every minute of it. People would tell me that I was crazy, but I was having fun. I felt like a kid when I was in the Army. Unfortunately, I was a mechanic in the Army, airborne. And unfortunately, I have an airborne accident. So my career got cut short, but God had other plans for me. And man, after being an active person and getting injured, not being able to function like I used to, not being able to play sports and go to the gym and train and run anymore, that hit me hard. And I was being responsible. My kids gave me a lot of strength to keep pushing, because I wanted to be strong, because life sometimes is hard and you have to keep moving. But I was like going through the motions. Like I would go to work, take care of my kids and provide and everything, but something was missing. And then my wife found me a class of flight time, and I was able to meet a group that is called Project Healing Waters, and they dedicate to help veterans to heal through fly fishing. And once I started participating and going to the meetings and everything, I was hooked. And it's like Ryan said, like, it's therapy, man. It's good for the soul. And I was hooked. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I started tying flies. I started going out fishing on my own, practicing on the cast and everything. And then when you see the flies that you tie, you start hooking fish, and you start figuring the water, reading the water, fish behavior, learning about insects, like the mythology about it. It's a different world, but it takes time. But it was something that got my mind busy in a good way. And I was like thirsty for it. I wanted more and more and more. And that's why I decided to go this route, because I don't know where this is going to take me. But I wish that I can accomplish switching careers again. I will leave it in God's hands. And it was a wonderful week. I got great experiences. I got a great opportunity meeting all of you. I'm grateful for that. It was a good group. I felt like I was with family. And that's what it is. It's about connections. It's about getting out there. It don't matter if you don't like fishing, give it a try, or you can go hiking, go camping. Find something. Connect with nature. Nature heals you. And listen to it. It's always cues out there, and you will see something new. You never know. And I don't know. It's like that. It heals the soul. Well, thank you guys.
Drop your YouTube name.
Yeah. I opened a YouTube channel. It's called Fly Fishing's Life. It's more like for me to go back. Yeah. And then I put it out there because I like to go back and see stuff, because like I like to write stuff too, but it's easier to see what you experienced that day in the water. And then it come to my mind, like, it's so hard to find fly fishing stuff, and it's not out there unless you're like involved in this. Then you start finding resources and everything. But at first, like, to start, it's weird. It's like a secret. Yeah. And
small community.
It is. And then I just did that videos and create that channel because I want to share the passion. And it's been good. It helped me a lot. On March, unfortunately, my dad passed away, and I had a day plan to go in the water. And I was at home. I couldn't sleep. And then it was a Friday night. By 11, my brothers called me. And then by 1 in the morning, I got the news. And I was going to go fishing like in 3 in the morning that day. So I was like, second guessing that let's go and heal for a minute. And it was peaceful. I will tell you that. And I got experience that day in the water. I met with great people that I didn't know who they were. We exchanged flies, changed stories. And it was a nice day, man. So I encourage, get out there and have fun. Like I said in my videos, get out there, get out the couch, and have fun, man.
That's awesome, man. Dude, like such a good story, and you can just hang on to that for a minute. Like, the healing and the peaceful aspect. And I think it's funny too, because fishing, hunting, hiking, camping, like a lot of us that are huge in the outdoors, we do it because we want to like escape people. But, then I've also found it to be that some of the best social connections I've made have been with people in the outdoors and healing together, especially with the veteran and first responder community, man. But super awesome story. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, it's like I said, like if it's working for me and it's making me good, I want to share it because it changed my life. And I don't see it like a hobby to get distracted or anything. I see it like it's something that make me better person, and give you patience. Because the best day in the water is the day that you have a hard day.
Right.
When you kind of figure out the fish, or you don't know what you were doing wrong. And sometimes all it takes one fish and like figure it out. One day I was on the Mitchell River fishing, and we were trying to find fish, moving from spot to spot, and nothing until we found a pool. There was some fish rice in there, and there was a guy all day fishing there, and he couldn't get them. He couldn't figure it out. So he started having lunch, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have lunch, so give it a try. So I look a better angle, and I tried for like 15 minutes, man, and check and look, and I'm like, what's going on? I changed depth, everything, drift, nothing working. And I saw this tiny bird that flew in my face like a slow motion and grabbed like a midge. And, man, I was like, ooh, that's a cue right there. So I went and looked at my box, and I have a small griffin net. Man, I put that flight on. I just throw it there. Boom, it happened. And the guy stopped eating and stand up. He's like, what you got in? What you got in? I'm like, griffin net. I was like, oh, my God, I've been all morning. But that guy was more happy than me that caught the fish. And it was great. And then I stepped on my rod and broke it.
Oh, no.
But thank God. And I built that rod. That was my first rod that I built a 5-weight. But from the group, they have another piece, and I just took me like a month. But I built it again, and I have it here. I didn't use it. But man, those experiences, those connections, what you take every day home, and when you go back home, just sleep like a baby, and you're relaxed, like your mind's clean, and just look for that because life's going too fast. You got so much stuff, too much distractions that sometimes we forget about the greatest things in life. It's like being healthy, your family's doing okay, providing, and take time to slow down. And that's what fly fishing does for me.
100%, man. That's awesome. Thank you.
No, thank you for having me.
Dude, you did good, Ryan One. Ryan One, you did great, brother. Yeah. But if it makes you feel better, Ryan One, I agree. I think Hector did way better than I did too. Thanks, Hector. If you want to host the show now.
No. It's just hard, man. It's just, you know what the funny thing is? That I'm speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you do a good job at it.
Absolutely,
it's like,
man.
I don't try it. I don't want to impress. Like this week, I knew because when I go fishing, I don't have expectations. Everybody is like, my family's like, oh, go get them, or my friends and everything. I'm like, no promises. I would say in my videos, no promises. If the fish want to play, then we're going to have fun, but it's not. And it's like that. Just go with an open mind. It's not just about fishing, you know. It's about every day is different. Weather change constantly, water levels, water temperature, and that's what it is. I don't even read books, and now I'm hooked. I'm finishing one. That is a tough one. It's a anthology on trout food.
Nice.
And he got all the box down with all the, like, how you call it when a picture with the abdomen and everything. So he's like really into it. It's from Dave Whitlock. And it's hard. It took me a minute to continue reading it because you have to like focus. And man, it's insane. And when I went, sorry that I keep talking about it. When I went to Montana last time for Prairie Hill Waters, we stopped at the gas station, and I was looking for books. Don't tell me why, but fly fishing got me that way. And I saw this book that says Trout Don't Read, something like that. I think it is. Man, that book is really good. And it's this guy and his wife that want to take the pictures. And he's just sharing his story. He's a guide. He's here in Montana. And he shared experiences from since a little kid and everything. And it's a good book. I would recommend that book because it's easy to read. He's like more storytelling, but he got good advices there and good lessons. So I read that book like less than a month, like so quick. And I reached to the guy through Facebook. I was like, dude, that book is amazing. Like, I don't read that well, but I couldn't stop reading it. And probably the guy think that was a creep or something. But later on, they put like on sale. And I wrote, like, I recommended the book and everything. And then he reached out back. And he was telling me, we were talking, and then he's about to finish another book. And I was like, man, let me know when you finish, because I'm number one fan here. Like, just make it happen. And again, it's about connections. And I would recommend finding something. I'm not that big into reading, but this is having me reading, so that's good. And it's a good way to contrast what you experience in the water. Like, because you could be in the water all the time, but, like, if you don't have somebody to contrast, like, I don't have a lot of fishing buddies, you know? And I mean, I do, but I don't got that much time. So that's much of the time I go by myself. And that's what my wife got me a satellite device. So at least if something happened to me, they can find my buddy. I just joke around. But it's a good way to contrast. I found that, and at least that's my experience. And just starting out there and follow what you wanted to do in life, man. Times go too fast to just stop doing the same thing. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing in work, just try to follow what you wanted to do, to go to college or whatever it is. What's the worst thing that can happen? That you fail? Just try it again. I don't know. Like,
dude, that's so true. I mean, that's like exactly what I'm trying to do with this podcast too, is inspire people. I mean, I don't think it really matters what age you are, right? You know, we kind of get caught up in this, like, oh, you're, you know, get your career and stick at it for 30 years. And like, but I mean, like you said, if you don't like what you're doing, I mean, just because you did like what you're doing, right? Not saying I don't like what I'm doing, but it's just, I don't know, something freeing about like knowing you can go out there and make something happen.
It's just the solitude.
Yeah.
The solitude is like, and for me, it's funny, but I contrast a lot of the fly fishing with the Army. It's a lot of planning, a lot of organization, discipline. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
It's still fun, people. Anybody that's listening to what he just said about discipline and organizing, like, it's still fun.
It is. It's not just go and check the weather. But well, I'm gonna pass it around, and then if we can like passing it fine, because I want to let the other guys talk. If not, I just stay here. And I know it's late, and everybody got our ass whooping this week. But man, I will tell you, go for it, follow it, and no, don't still second guessing. The worst thing that you can do in life is living with the what if.
Love it. Good deal, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I got Ryan 2 over here.
There you go, brother. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Hector. Ryan 2, also known as Ryan Tucker. I'm in from Eastern North Carolina. Tom's fishing buddy for a lot of the week, and we had a blast. And Hector rode me on to my first trout of the morning today. So thank you, Hector.
You're welcome.
Good work, man.
But we're out here at Sweetwater Guide School, and just spent the week with these guys fishing, learning lots about the do's and don'ts of guiding fly fishing in Montana here, as well as Alaska and other destinations around the world. But definitely picked up a lot. We got us dialed in on a lot of different stuff. Made a lot of great connections. Our class, our group of guys and gals were really tight. Everybody got along real well. All helped each other out in different ways throughout the week. We just had a great time. The staff was also exceptional. Our head guide instructor, Corey, was great. We also had Callan, Brad, and Zach was also here helping out throughout the week. And everybody had their own style, but, got different points across to us throughout the week, and, as well as how to be effective guides and, treat our clients and, set the experience for everybody to enjoy. I was in the Navy for 6 years. I was a corpsman, worked with infantry, Marines, Iraq, Afghanistan, all that fun stuff.
And yeah, I've been fishing all my life. Grew up in the outdoors. Always had a great appreciation and love for the outdoors. But something about fly fishing takes your mind off things, gets you focused on, your cast, what you're throwing, what you're fishing for, and all the different variables that come with that. And then, the adrenaline dump that you get when you actually do hook into a fish, so familiar to, military folks, first responders, you get that adrenaline dump and you just get so pumped. And that's a very familiar feeling to a lot of us. And then, once you work that fish and get them in, the joy of, getting that fish and, giving it a kiss or taking your photo with it, whatever your thing may be, it really imprints a memory, and, a good memory. So that's really big.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed the adrenaline part of it. I think everyone here this week, especially Ryan won with his giant freaking fish that dude got. I think every group always, everybody has that one friend that just always catches the monsters, and Ryan is that guy, dude. But man, even like the other day, I told you guys all now a couple of times about one that I hooked and it stripped, a bunch of line out and ran hard, and I lost it pretty quick. But just even without catching that fish, when that fish came off, and I was sitting there like actually shaking, man. And I mean, I have done some stuff. Yeah. Like I should be pretty stress inoculated at this point in my life, but
it's a different, like, positive stress.
Yeah. It's just like
when you see that flash and on that big fish come up, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And and your heart gets going, and you're just hyper focused on, fighting that fish.
Beautiful qualities right there.
Yeah.
That's the most.
But yeah, I don't know that I'm, going to jump right into professional guiding. But I'm on the East Coast working on my captain's license. So getting days and hours out on the boat. Look forward to putting folks on, redfish, bluefish, false albacore when they're running, stripers. We got a really great kind of under the radar or just picking up on the radar fishery in eastern North Carolina. We get some nice big, bull reds, but also, good, speckled trout that come in. So, if any of you boys are in the area, please hit me up and we'll get out and do some fishing.
Heck yeah, it'd be awesome, man.
I will let you know I need to get my game on with the saltwater aspect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, just while we're on the topic of the saltwater, man, what are some of the big differences that you've experienced between this week and saltwater fishing back home?
Yeah, so if I had to compare saltwater fishing to trout fishing out here in Montana or elsewhere, I would say it's most similar to your streamer fishing. You're not sitting there with an indicator rig, or you're not dry fly fishing for trout like you do out here, but you may be, bouncing from cove to cove looking for bait, looking for tailing redfish or any movement, even mullet. So it's that same search, you're fishing different water. Yeah. So like whether you're nymphing, the banks of the Bighorn and, you adjust your draft similar to saltwater, you're looking for that spot of water, whether it's the next, skinny water creek or flat, you're just always searching. And that's what I love about, fly fishing. That's what, that's why I prefer fly fishing. Throwing streamers, it's so much alike saltwater fishing. Yeah, when that fish hits, but, the difference is wind. We had a windy day yesterday here. That's pretty common when you're saltwater fishing. You're always going to be dealing with wind, whether that's favorable, depending on your cast, that may be like coming right behind you. You maybe, when you're trying to push it out there, but you always have some degree of wind. You're also usually in a little bit larger water, so you're dealing with chop. Getting bounced around on the bow of a boat while you're trying to cast, and 15-mile-an-hour winds. You're getting thrown everywhere, and you're dealing with a bunch of different factors. So that's just the water. That's probably the biggest difference. Yeah, you're dealing with tides.
Yeah,
so
tides.
Whether that's an incoming tide, an outcoming tide, it's a lot more to play in with. But you may think there's a lot more, going on, but the fish are also bigger. So get out there and do some saltwater fishing, because it's really a blast.
That's awesome, bro. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity, man. And I'll pass it over to one of my other fishing buddies this week, Jared.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
My roommate, Jared.
Yeah.
Jared,
Hector's
man.
roommate, a.k.a. Jared.
We didn't get to fish together.
No, we never got paired together.
Just bring that right about here.
Right here. Yeah.
Yep. Like you're going to put some lipstick on.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Figuring this out. But, yeah, I'm Jared. You can follow me on Instagram at Trash Popper Brim King. It's,
All right.
yeah. No spaces, all underscores. But
Trash Popper Brim King.
yeah, I'm the Brim King. Yeah, it's real.
I'm going to it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. All of us are looking you up.
it's a comedy
right now.
page. A lot of it, but yeah, I'm Jared.
You got your face like.
Yeah, no, it's all anonymous. I stay anonymous.
I like it.
But yeah, no, I love fly fishing. I've been doing it for 7 or 8 years. Went to school in Boston, came home. I fished a ton in Massachusetts, traditional spinning, and got home. My buddy that I've known longer than anyone other than my family, he was a big fisherman, and he took me out one day. He's like, he was fly fishing and for carp, and I'm throwing bread and putting bread on a hook, and I got a little more luck than him because we're kind of chumming it, but he's catching it on a fly rod. And I was just watching, and it looked like a blast. Where I would, for me, it was, on the spinning reel, it was whatever. And so I had him teach me, and we'd go out and fish for brim with a little popper. And man, I was hooked. We'd go to these crappy little runoff streams in South Carolina, and there's a little bass, brim everywhere. And man, I was hooked just with a little one weight rod. And yeah, great fun. I got hooked then, fell in love with it. And as the time went on, I got focused on career and spent a lot of time doing that, and kind of the fly fishing kind of fell to the wayside. So yeah, spent a lot of time in the tech industry and working in DoD spaces. One of the lower parts of my life when fly fishing really came in and really helped was I was doing a PhD program in Georgia, and I hated it. It was miserable. I was alone. I didn't like anyone I worked with, and I had to get out. I was on some DARPA project that was useless and going nowhere, and so I was just depressed, alone, not near anyone, no friends. And I had a buddy in Central Virginia, and he's like, "Just come up here." I was like, "All right." Found a job up there. Yeah, he's a good dude. I've known him almost as long as the other guy. We went to elementary school together. All my good friends I've known since elementary school and before. But he was in Central Virginia. I was like, yeah, I'll come up. Found a job, moved up there. And Central Virginia's got great brookie water. They've got some good stock trout. They got incredible smallmouth bass. And I didn't know anything about any of that. I was a basic fly fisher, largemouth bass, throw a popper, throw a woolly bugger. I could cast, but I couldn't. I didn't understand anything about trout, and I caught my first trout, a year prior in North Carolina, and it was all by chance. Like there was no reading the water, nothing. And but yeah, up there in Virginia, got to do a lot of really good fishing. I fell in love with the sport even more. I realized that this is what I love more than any career, and just like any moment I got, I'd be out there fishing. I'd get off work straight to the river, and I'd spend hours and hours out there just alone, just enjoying it, figuring things out. And just dealing with the career, it just doing a lot of tech and AI work, it is just soulless. And I needed that reset almost every day. I have to go out, catch some fish, get in the water, feel connected to something that's real. And after a few years working there, I met a buddy on Mossy Creek. If you go to Central Virginia, don't go to Mossy Creek. They're going to try to convince you that there's big browns, and there are. They're not going to eat anything. It's not a fun fishery. But I met a good buddy out there, and he really got me into fly fishing. He was a guide. He actually came here to this guide school where I'm at now. He recommended it. Good on him. That's Dylan, DP Flacco on Instagram. Send him a follow too. He's a good dude. But he started. We'd go out all the time as much as we could, and he's just teaching me so much about trout, the cycles, and it just meant so much to me to get out there and just feel connected to something that mattered more than society in a way. But we started competing together. We'd go to competitions. We went to Wyoming earlier this year. We were in Tennessee. Nice. And it just opened me up to other avenues and got to meet a lot of really cool people through this sport. I mean, I haven't met a single bad person, some not as good as others, but none bad. And so he started guiding and just talking about it. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done with trying to fit in, trying to make something of myself, trying to be a big shot, whatever. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I booked this trip 6 months ago, moved to a ranch, Texas, don't touch tech at all, and just trying to get connected to, just trying to get back, back to reality, get as far from society in a way as possible, all the corrupt nonsense.
I was looking here, like fly fisherman or hunting. You look for that solitude.
Yeah.
For time for yourself to do your thoughts and get everything straight.
Yeah. And it's I mean, there's so much philosophy in fishing. I think fly fishing has, you can learn a lot more from that, in my opinion, than, spin fishing, where just life lessons that you pick out of it. Where some of my favorite days on the water are the days that are the hardest. Right. And, where you might catch one little fish. Yep. But you worked hard for it. Exactly. And then, or you may have a day where you get skunked. Nothing happens. You break 10 flies off. It's a rough day. But then that means that next day is going to be that much better because you had that low. Yeah. And it's just, it's fly fishing is life, like Hector says. Yeah, I agree with him. It's amazing. And that's part of the coming here to guide school, trying to go guiding is I get so much joy from this sport, and I've learned so much from it. Yeah, Hector's got to say something.
So it's like you said, fly fishing is like it awakened something in me. And when I was in the Army, I was good at it. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to try hard or anything. I just enjoy it, like truly enjoy every minute. Even if I was sucking, I would look on the bright side and I'm like, whatever. Let's just have fun. This is camping for grown-ups or whatever. And with fly fishing, I found that again. Yeah. Something that I'm making me better. Mm-hmm. And I just want to continue doing it. It's like when I used to play basketball and stuff like that. And so I didn't have nothing that I feel that I was good at. And then I found fly fishing. It was a challenge. Mm-hmm. And then seeing me progressing, it gave me that fire again to keep pushing. And I'm in the same shoes as you are. I want to see how I can make this a career. Mm-hmm. Not because I want to do money. I want to do it because it's good for me. And I want to share it with others because it's a lot of information. Yeah. I have put in a lot of time, a lot of hours fishing, going, traveling. When I go fishing back home in North Carolina, I have to drive 3 hours, and I go be there by 7. and then fish all day, drive back. It's a long day, but we go again. It's a freaking mission. So it's like, I don't know. I have to figure it out, but I just want to share it with everybody and all the variants out there. The GI Bill covers fly fishing school. So if you don't know what to do with your life, even if you don't want to do it as a career, try it. Yeah. Try to see what you learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It's just a great avenue. Get you the most beautiful places. You'll go to the most beautiful places, see the most beautiful wildlife. and yeah.
I'm
but,
trying to like hopefully get some of it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, cut this out.
No, keep going.
Yeah, but you see some things that most people will never see. I mean, you're chasing a fish that maybe is 5 inches at most, but you're going somewhere no one else goes, and maybe other people go, but you're trying to find somewhere where no one else has ever gone. Yep. Just for a little fish. But you see the beautiful colors, the wildlife out there. I mean, just tracking hatches. I fell in love with it. When you see a great hatch of any kind, and you know what they're eating, you mimic it, and you get hits. It's just, you feel like you're part of the life cycle of nature
until they're hitting in your face and the eyes, and you kind of see what you're doing. And I saw my first crazy hatch here, and it was the caddis one. And I stayed there for like 40-30 minutes fighting through it. And I was like, I'm going to the room. I cannot deal with this.
And they're still in the room.
Outside the room. Yeah. Go right around your face.
And in my case, they were in my room all night hitting me in the face.
Because of me.
So that's one of the things that's funny about fly fishermen, like, is this that normal people are like, oh, this bug, man, like it just won't get off my face. And a fly fisherman's like, oh, this stupid caddis, man, won't get off my face. Oh, this mayfly, dude, it's just, they don't leave me alone.
I'm throwing you out.
Yeah, dude, get on my hook.
Go get eaten.
But dude, I just love what you're saying, because like the things that you're saying are all things that I've said about fly fishing when it comes to like being out in nature. I can't tell you, my wife and I'll be hiking somewhere along a creek, or we'll be driving somewhere, and I'll be like, oh, that looks like a good hole down there. Like, I would love to go fish there. She's like, well, that's really like far down there. Like, how would you get down there? I'm like, well, there's a will, there's a way, babe. Like, if it's really hard and like people look down there and they think, it's not worth it, then that's where I want to go try to fish, man. Like, let's get the rappelling gear out or something.
How do I get there?
Like, all right, man, like, let's get some airborne training here. We're going to like assault these fish, dude. Like, yeah. It takes you to some incredible places. And like, the more you go, the more it opens your eyes to where you can maybe go fly fish. And it's, and that's why I love hunting too. It's just the same thing. It's just the places that hunting has taken me. Hunting and fishing took me to Alaska for one of the best adventures I've ever had in my life. Right. It's incredible sport. It's an incredible opportunity, a way to connect with nature. But you nailed it, man. And the last time, one of the more recent times I was out by myself, one of our local North Idaho fisheries. I'm actually not going to name the creek because I don't want it to blow up. But I will tell you what, man, like I was sitting there and this water system's full of beaver dams, and I'm fishing where one made a pool, and I had like hooked a fish, and it was awesome. And then it got even better because then I had like a muskrat swim between my legs, and then like I had a beaver swimming around over there, and birds. And I was like, dude, this is just like, nature, man. It's all, there's a wilderness.
Raw.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I kind of want to piggyback off of what you said, Jared, of as far as traveling. Like, fly fishing opens up so many different opportunities to go see the world. Like, just with Sweetwater, they've got places from the Bahamas to here in Montana to Alaska, Patagonia, Mongolia. And like, it just, and I feel like once you really start getting into it, like it also expands your horizons too. Yeah, so like we're on the Bighorn right now, and you guys were already talking about like, all right, I'm heading to Utah next, and I'm gonna stop at the Yellowstone. Yeah, like, and you're going home, and you're like, I'm gonna go hit some headwaters on the way home, and like it gets you to open up your eyes to just how many fish are actually out there, and what you can do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, on that too, like how it takes you places. I didn't fly for the last decade. I flew first half of my life, first, whatever, third, 2/3. And I just freaked out one time and couldn't do it again. Mm-hmm. And then my buddy was like, hey, next month there's a competition in Wyoming. I was like, can I drive? He was like, there's no driving. And so I got on a plane. I headed out there and I fly now. But like, yeah, it just opened the horizons. And I mean, the thing that I've always said forever, and my favorite thing about that fly fishing relates is like, my philosophy has always been everyone needs to get beat up once every so often. Everyone needs whatever that means. If it means physically getting beat up,
you got beat up this week a couple times.
Yeah. And fly fishing, it'll humble you, and everyone needs to be humbled daily almost. But fly fishing, you get an ego. You go out one day, you think you're hot, you're not. Yeah. It snaps you to reality quick, and it's the most beautiful part about it. It's just, I mean, you take so much from it. And you can learn a lot.
Yeah, in the last few months, I've fished, my home area, North Carolina, coastal. I fished offshore, nearshore, inshore, brackish, all that in North Carolina. And then a couple months back, I flew out to California for a buddy's wedding, and I got in a half day on the morning of the wedding, actually, of striped bass fly fishing, and that was in the Napa River and down into the bay. But it was really cool because they have a year-round striper fishery. We're on the East Coast. We just have their runs, when they come up and down. So it's, much more, limited opportunity. But that's a fun fish on a fly. If you ever get the striper fishing opportunity, I hit it up. And then last month, I was in Montana on the Big Hole with Project Healing Waters at the Freedom Ranch. And then, this month I'm back here on the Bighorn with the school. So yeah, you definitely have a lot of travel opportunities and different fisheries, and I'm by no aspect of the definition of professional, but I'm still bouncing around fishing all the time.
It's like they say, trout don't live in ugly places.
Yeah.
Well, I've been at South River.
I'd also like to confirm that Hector earlier said the Army is camping with adults.
That's what it is. And they look at me like, this mother sucker. But yeah, I want to ask each one of you, like, what you learn, what you take from this school this whole week, besides the ass beating because it was tiring. I'm super tired. But what was your experience? What you took, what you learned, what was that experience, something new? I will let you go. Let's go round by round.
I would say the biggest thing that I learned is, I'm trying to figure out a way how to put this.
It could be multiple things.
One, how to row a drift boat. That was something I've never done before. And I don't have a lot of experience with river fishing, like especially going after trout. Like we just don't have that stuff.
Thank God.
Like we just don't have that stuff back home. So it's like I'm kind of with the other Ryan. I kind of grew up on the saltwater side. So just seeing the different types of bugs that these fish eat and the way they eat and the different styles that they eat in, whether you're nymphing and trying to go to the ground or you're running a dry fly or you're throwing a streamer, like it was kind of a whole new world to me. And just seeing it out here was phenomenal. And these instructors are second to none. Like you can sit there and pick their brains all day. They won't care, and they're more than happy to tell you and help you become a better angler.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I mean, I don't think I've ever been to, like any formal civilian training outside of, like my online college.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never experienced guys that are just so passionate about teaching. You know, I mean, I have in my current profession, I have, you know, and I'd say there's some military guys that get real passionate, but I mean, this is amazing. These guys are here dedicating, I mean, a ton of time, you know, and like Corey, I mean, he's coming from Oregon,
Yep.
you know, so he's taken time away from his family to come out here and teach this because he loves teaching it. And what's really cool is he has such a strong passion for veterans and getting veterans to use the GI Bill to come to this. And, but you know, like for what I've learned is just, I mean, so many things. I mean, this school wasn't what I thought it was. And it was what I thought it would be. I mean, if that makes sense,
it was a lot
right?
more in depth than I thought it was.
In some ways, I'm like,
I wasn't expecting homework when I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but they did a really good job at getting everything across, man. I really feel like I soaked up some knowledge, but there was so much, it was like drinking through a fire hose that I think I left behind. I could take this class for weeks and not pick up everything they're trying to teach.
Yeah, I noticed it in this week that's why it's so important, the guy's job, because like fly fishing is so much information, information, and as a guy, that's what you're there for, to make the clients to enjoy this in a simple way, so they don't have to. Maybe they're not good at casting or reading the water and everything, but you funnel all that down for them. You put the right flies, the right depth, you tie the knots and everything. Because at first, rigging up was hard.
Yep.
Or figuring the depth. You can have the right fly.
Super hard.
So I noticed that.
Fly tying. It was like the first time I'd ever done that. Like I'm sitting there trying to listen to Callan, and it was like drinking water through a fire hose, like you said. And I was just like in a completely new world. But at the same time, you know, I could ask him a question like, hey, you know, do I wrap this first? And, you know, he was super helpful and just very informative with everything.
Yeah, what I like about them is like they were so centered, so grounded, that they would coach you so relaxed. It was no stress, no yelling, no. Even if we were used to, especially if we got military background, we're used to like a little shake up here and there. But they were so relaxed. Even if you're about to die on the boat, they were like, "Oh, row, side, back row, back row, back row," and I'm here about to have a heart attack, and I'm like, man,
I wish I could. We were doing a video recording so we could show everybody Corey's hand signals. That like though, yeah, like yeah, that was some of the best stuff, man. But you know, I definitely experienced some personal growth, and I took something away from all of you guys too. You know, Hector, you're just an overwhelmingly positive dude that is just infectious, and there's just not enough people like you in the world, brother, that can be like that, and that was huge, man.
I got a saying, because you know some people are like, "Oh, the world is messed up. We need to change the world, whatever." But sometimes people don't do anything because they think that that's too broad. But you can start by changing what's around you. You can be positive and you know, get this guy in the same vibe, and you get in the same vibe and helping each other. You're changing your world.
Yeah,
that's what your daily is.
Absolutely.
Focus on the simple things. And be grateful for being awake, to have health, and being grateful is a good key to keep pushing and to keep growing, and be humble, because like life is like that. If you learn something new every day, day.
Yep. And you know, I think, you know, just some personal growth too is I'm always like I get real frustrated and down on myself. I've always been like that. You know, you can ask anybody that knows me that's listening to this is laughing when I say that, because they're like, they can picture me on the range. Like I'll be shooting really good, and then I'll make some really bad shots, and then I'll get all mad at myself. And it's like all my coworkers are laughing right now. But
shooting angry is key for me. I cannot shoot relaxed. I have to think like, oh, die.
But when I'll tell you,
I'm just saying, but it was.
Yeah, he doesn't have a gun in his hand, so it's okay. But I will tell you, what I learned just trying to overcome that, because I knew that, one, the instructors are watching, and I'm trying to pretend that there's clients watching. And so I just taught myself a little bit more about taking a mental break, right? Like, hey, you just take some deep breaths, take a mental break. If this particular task, whether it's tying a fly or tying a knot, or it's windy and you're trying to cast some crazy nymphing setup and you just keep getting tangle after tangle, like, dude, all right, let's just stop this for a minute, take a break, look at the beautiful scenery, smile, and then maybe attack it from a different angle, or just do another tactics, like for just a fishing tactic perspective, just switch to a streamer for a little bit, right? Next thing you know, you're back into fish and and pacing yourself.
There was a lot of like being tired. There was a lot of that today.
Being tired was a thing.
I was like, I'm dead. I'm zombified. But this morning, thank God, when we were rowing, I was fresh. And I didn't have no back pain, no shoulder pain or anything. And I learned, don't deck grip the oars. Just relax. As smooth is good, But just pace yourself, take a breather, look for another angle. And like, I never streamed a fish before. I got opportunity on Saturday to do that, and I got a whitefish. But here, man, I did it, and I'm a hook. It was different. And I always try something new. You never know. So why you learn, Ryan T? Tell me.
Ryan T, aka Ryan 2.
They both start with T.
They do both start with T.
That's fair. Definitely learning how to run the drift boat and also the jet boat. That was really, a great learning experience. Learned a lot of like technical, how to fish, the bighorn, and similar waters, but also, made a bunch of great friends. Anytime I'm on the water, I feel like I learn a little bit more about myself, whether that's patience or, persistence, whatever it may be, depending on the particular day. But, I'm thinking that, maybe this could be a transition point into a new career, exploring those options and, learning more what that life would look like. So it's been a overall positive experience by far.
And how you felt for like guiding aspect when you were helping your buddies, like, hey, try this area, or
oh yeah, it's super fulfilling when you get somebody else on a fish,
right?
Absolutely. Whether that's giving a tip in their technique or adjusting their rig, or hey, try this different area. We had some luck here yesterday, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's really, really cool feeling.
Or you're seeing something that he cannot see, and they just spot. I learned something yesterday from Sue, because like when she was doing the back cast, because we were water loading, especially when you got the heavy split shots. So sometimes I was like trying to put it out there, and then it's like a mess, and it didn't go out. And it was because I was trying to cast it forward before they even landed on the water behind me. Mm-hmm. And I saw that because I was observing Sue trying to help her. And I was like, I learned something new. Mm-hmm. Also, when I was having entangles, man, that was so frustrating, because it officially happened every time that you're going on a good run. And I'm like, damn it. Mm-hmm. So I learned that you cut the first nymph, or the first fly that you got there, remove everything, tie it up, back on the game. And you save time instead of spending 10 minutes, 15 minutes there struggling, figuring that out, that mess. It was just cut and put it back together.
Jared here again. What I learned, a lot, but I mean, coming into it, I'm going to say I had an ego about coming in here, but I definitely wasn't expecting to learn as much as I did. I was told before I came in that it was kind of, novice stuff, and some of it was like the fly tying. That wasn't particularly new for me, but it was an opportunity for me to share some stuff I knew with other people.
It was a lot of freaking patterns, especially for the guys that didn't tie it. I was beat. Yeah, I was like burned, and then I was like, I can't imagine how you felt.
Yeah, Hector, you are right, man. Having never tied a fly before that, the fly tying class just whooped my butt, man. And every time I started feeling like, all right, like I've got this, I'm getting this fly down, especially like the woolly bugger, man.
Mhm.
Like I'd be like, oh, I've got like those together, and then I would like snip the wrong thing by accident, and it would all just like explode. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, the instructors are watching. Don't throw the fly tying vise across the freaking room, dude. I was losing my mind, man. And same with the knot tying, even, man. Like we were all, I think everybody got frustrated with it. At least one of the knots. Yep. I remember one night I just threw all my knots up in the air and said, I'm done, dude, this thing. So yeah, man. But super true, man.
Yeah. Well, I think that the biggest thing I learned here, my favorite thing I learned, I guess, it came yesterday to me. And Tom was having a real bad day all day, and I was feeling for him. I didn't know how to help him. You know, he was just struggling. And at the 11th hour, the last spot we hit, he finally catches a good fish on a streamer. And he all day he was like, I just want to catch a fish on a streamer. And when he did that, seeing him light up after having a bad day like that, it made me light up almost, because I kind of learned to take joy in others' joy, you know? And that's what guiding is, you know? And even you catching that fish, even though, well, you caught enough. But yeah, early on in the week, you know, I didn't I wouldn't say I get frustrated with people, but sometimes I'd be in certain situations where I'd get frustrated. I have to shove it down. But you know, it's just learning to be patient with other people, and they need to be I need people to be patient with me, and so I need to be patient with them. And so you know, we all were struggling with the same things, like the drift boat. And so sometimes I'd be in the boat fishing, and one of our guys was, obviously we're all new to it, and they're struggling to get us in the right area. And you get a little frustrated, man. It was good.
You want to fish.
You want to fish.
You don't want to frustrate him. Like,
yeah. And so, like, just kind of stepping back, like, no, we're all learning. I'm sure when I'm rowing, they're thinking the same thing. Yeah. You know? And so we're all in the same boat, literally. But yeah, just trying to use something I love to connect with people and get them to love it. That's, you know, it's why we're here at guide school, is because that's what we want to do, is make people happy with something that makes us happy. And that's, I think, the biggest lesson. I'm glad I came. I'm forever grateful I came here. Met all these great people and got to see them catch good fish and have fun and learn a lot. And I got to learn from everyone. I learned from everyone. I didn't just learn from the instructors. You know, it's you could learn something from anyone. You know. And that's another good lesson.
Yeah, it's like everybody kind of brings their own little flavor to it. And you take what you like, leave what you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and then going back to what you said, Tom, that whole patience thing is I think that's the key to it. Mm-hmm. You know you're having a bad day, just cut everything off. Like we both did that today when we were in the boat. We both kept getting knotted up. We cut everything off. Well, I cut my whole thing off and was like, I'm starting from scratch. Yeah. And then, we got AJ coming in.
AJ. Another Texan.
Like both Tom and I, we were both frustrated. I cut everything off, and then we both just kind of sat there and ate lunch for a little bit. Like, I don't think any of us had caught any fish up until that point. Or if we did, it's relatively...
Yeah,
not like picture worthy.
Yeah,
but then like
pictures.
Once we left that spot and we had some food in our bellies, we had some time to think, and we reset, and then all of a sudden it was like fish. We just started getting into them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's so true that reset is something that I just kept finding. Like I found my reset button, hit it a lot. The last couple of days, especially, just getting so tired and like my shoulder hurting, my back hurting. You're fighting the current. You're trying to lob these heavy dagon things across the river, get entangled, and you have to press that reset button. And I think what's going to be a critical skill, when you're on the river as a guide or, whether you're mentoring somebody that outside of just a guiding situation, but just a friend or, you go back and you volunteer for organizations like Project Healing Waters, is just helping them find and press their reset button. You got to press your client's reset button sometimes. And I mean, we all learned out here that the morning might be great and then the afternoon gets a little rough. That's probably a little bit easier because everybody at least has fish under their belt. Yeah, but when those mornings,
in the morning,
yeah, when the morning's slow, oh, dude, you start sweating it. You start getting, you start trying too hard is what's happening.
And you
right?
second guess yourself too, because you're like, I'm doing everything right, but what's going on? And if the fish don't want to play. Well,
it's like Bradley said, they are one of our instructors, like the fish just don't have the good sense to eat it right now. But I think so much just goes into you're managing your attitude, but you're kind of managing your client's attitude to an extent. Obviously, you can't
because you will transmit that to them. Like if you get frustrated, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's going on?" and they're gonna feel uneasy. But it's funny that you guys mentioned the same thing, that you have to sit down and eat lunch and like take a break. I have to do the same thing. Yeah. All day, nothing. The nymph in the water, drifting, nothing. Perfect holes, everything. Fishy water, nothing. My back was killing me. I was tired. I just sit down, I ate lunch. I saw the guys hooking fish and everything. And then I keep trying when I feel a little bit better. And at least I got one. It was worth it. And it was gratifying because then Tim put me on the fish. He helped me, do this and that, correct me in technique and everything. And he helped me put on fish. And that's what we're here for. It's like to don't let them get frustrated. Just guide them, That's what the guide does. And just be their cheerleader. I don't know. Just be there.
Be more excited for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially if they had a hard day and they land that fish. Yeah.
And I had a question when I came here. I was like, so how you deal if you love fly fishing? How you deal being a guy and not being able to fish? But it was answered the first minute that I started putting people on fish, because you are like a coach. It's like almost. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're like moving that drift boat, or you're in the water and on the bank, reading the water and putting in good water. And when they hook that fish, you get excited like you did it.
Feels like you did it,
yeah. Well, fellas, we've come to a conclusion on the week, and I think we're all kind of pondering our futures in a positive way, for sure. Like some of you guys are like, yeah, I'm going to go jump into this with both feet. Some folks are like, hey, I'm just going to let this, we're going to see where this goes and put it in God's hands. And, but I'm kind of curious as to, what your immediate plans are when you get home. How are you going to put this to use? Because whether you want to guide or not, I think there's an emphasis just to continue to plug the Sweetwater Guide School. If someone's thinking about it, you have some GI Bill benefits maybe after you got your degree. You're like, dude, college just isn't for me. I want to go do something different. Like, don't let that money go to waste. Like, come to the Sweetwater Guide School. Look up there's hunting guide schools out there you can go to on the GI Bill. But this isn't just for fishing guides is what I'm getting at. Just come here and enjoy learning and enjoy the environment. And these guys get Corey was telling me, and we'll go into this in depth when I get him on here later, but he's get about 40% veterans per class. So you're going to come hang out with like-minded people. And even the guys that aren't veterans are going to be like-minded outdoors people, right? You're going to be people here.
We're here for the same reason.
We're here sharing a common goal. So, we have a couple people in our class, an older couple, Dan and Sue, that they didn't want to stay up late and do the podcast, and I don't blame them. But they're not going to go be guides, but they just wanted to get to be better anglers together as a couple because they're going to go take vacations and fishing. And I just think that was beautiful to watch them come do that, and how awesome is that? But yeah, this isn't just a school for fishing guides. I mean, that's what the emphasis is, but you're going to come catch world-class trout on a world-class fishery. It just doesn't get much cooler, for me. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't, but for some guys, this might be a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. Don't pass it up, if you have the GI Bill or some of those voc rehab benefits. But back to my kind of question is just like, what are you guys planning on doing with this knowledge, whether it's a career or, maybe just being a better angler as you move forward? Like, what's your next step, Jared?
My next step, well, do a lot of driving, but I didn't say this, but I drove from Houston, Texas, which is 24 hours pure driving. It was a great drive though. Well worth it. But no, next steps, I mean, I'm thinking full force into guiding. You know, these guys have been talking up Alaska like crazy, and that's, I'm thinking I want to do that. You know,
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
yeah, and I mean, never been, but I don't know what that noise. But to get to go and for your first time and catch fish and show people how to catch some monster fish, I mean that.
Yeah, it'd be a
great.
cool experience for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's for me. Next steps, as for fishing, I want to teach more people. You know, I'm going from here to Utah. My buddy, he says he's fly fish. I don't know how much, but I'm looking at it as an opportunity to, you know, help him get better. I have a rod for him, rod and reel combo.
That's great, man. Now you get to put them on some fish.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, that's a good chance to take what I've learned here and apply it in a real sense. Show him some stuff. I don't know his skill level, but that's what guiding is. You don't know what their skill level is, and they get on the boat, and you never know.
We should do a group chat and send us pictures and share stuff here and there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And just do it, because it would be, if you want to hunt and share with us and everything, to stay connected, because this group was amazing. It was a blessing. I felt like I was with family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't thought much about it because I didn't want to get excited and everything. I did everything like by March. And I was like, man, it's so long. But when it started getting closer, I was like, didn't want to think about it, because I don't like to put expectations in my brain. I just want to just go through it and experience it.
Yeah.
And man, awesome. You guys individually, everybody's different, but everybody combined like great. We did a great team.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were saying, I learned so much for all of you, because you didn't say anything, but you were really positive too, man.
Yeah.
And you were really focused, but you're super like backing us up, like, hey, you're gonna be good or here or whatever. I didn't get a chance to fish with you, but I'm pretty sure that you were like putting them and coaching them and be like, try this and try that. Tom, it's funny, and he's like, keep the rhythm going. Jared, I didn't get a chance to fish with you, but awesome roommate. We have great conversations, like we know each other for a long time. Like, I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. So thank you for that. Thank you for being like, you know, natural, like awesome. And I take that with me. And that's exactly what I want to keep doing. It's just taking people out. And it doesn't have to be like fishing but I just want to share something that I found. And I would try to find a way to do this.
Yeah, no, definitely taking this back home with me. You know, everything I picked up. You know, how to be a better angler, how to coach and guide individuals onto the fish, and not thinking of immediate career change, but it's definitely it's on the radar.
Planted that seed.
We got to see how life, goes, and but definitely taking all of this that I picked up back to the local Project Healing Waters program, and keep on spreading the education, and the more people that know, the better we all become.
100%. Yeah, I'm diving. I'm kind of like Jared. I'm diving, both feet first and into guiding. I'm leaving my career as, I run a garage door shop. Like, that's not fun. And I'm not just doing this for the fun aspect. I'm doing it because it is a passion of mine. Like, I'm moving from, middle Florida to northern Montana. Like, it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to teaching people, like what Ryan Tucker was saying, like teaching people and coaching people, and also like what Jared said, bringing that smile to your customer's face. Like, it's not just about you catching the fish. It's about giving that experience to your customers for like a once in a lifetime opportunity for them. Like
Yeah.
they're there
Creating
on
memories.
vacation. Like you got to do everything in your power. And like when we were all on the boat today, Jared, like that fish you caught was freaking epic.
It was beautiful.
Man. And like
saw
I
the
had
picture.
such a deep feeling of happiness. Like when I started rowing the boat in the wrong direction, and I was like, oh God, I cannot lose this fish for him, man. I cannot lose this fish. And then like once we got it in the net, like I couldn't be happier for you, man. Like it made me really happy. Like it made my heart happy. So, and I want to be able to spread that to other people. So.
Nice, fellas. I mean, I think the common theme I'm hearing is everybody wants to go share their new knowledge and put smiles on faces, whether it's clients or friends or, people that are coming to Project Healing Waters and other organizations. For me, I don't think this will be an immediate, like, major career change. I don't want my sheriff to maybe listen to this and fire me tomorrow. So I love my job, sir. So do not get, it's a good job. But I'm absolutely going to continue. I've done a little bit of guiding already. It's been a year since I've guided, but since then I've definitely been taking people out through various organizations. Like I mentioned to you guys, and we're going to get to hear on the podcast later about Protector's Peak, but I'm definitely going to be taking people out fishing, and I'll definitely be probably picking up some trips locally, during the season in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. We got a lot of rivers, a lot of outfitters, and I've been fortunate of starting to make some good connections with some of those local guys. So hopefully I'll pick up a few trips here and there and just get experience until maybe there's a day, whether it's, decade and a half from now when I actually retire and that just becomes my retirement gig, or, who knows what God will put in my path, and it's all going to be awesome. But I will definitely be jumping in the guiding with one foot. I plan on
little by little.
Yeah, I plan on guiding maybe even, in the next couple of months before I really dive into hunting season, because I'm not going to be hunting much September. So got a little bit of season left, and fall fishing is really, really good in North Idaho. So yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm looking at the same thing for fall, because we got stocking going on.
Yeah.
So it's game on, baby. Yeah. But it's the same way. I'm like you. I'm just one day at a time, trying to find the logistic of it, put everything together, because family first. I got little ones, and right now everything is in order, and I got everything by under control. And I don't want to like jump into something and force something and then mess things up. And also, like Ryan Tucker said, I want to give back to Project Healing Waters, because those guys are amazing. The organization helped me a lot, and I don't know, there's a lot of opportunity out there. Look with their wildlife. They do programs too, because we got to see wildlife, and they do like lifetime classes, and that's how I started it and got to meet Project Healing Waters. So check it out there. There's a couple, and there's a hunting too. There's Combat Warriors. I did a hunt with them. That was fun. We got Wounded Warrior program too. So there's plenty. So just look them, reach out, check them out, and see what they offer. And most of those things are for free, man. They take you fishing, hunting, and then everything's paid off. You show up, and then you're there, and you didn't even know that you needed that.
Yeah.
And then you experience it. You're there with like-minded individuals, and you have a blast. You feel that connection again, especially if you're being a vet or you're being a police officer or something.
Yeah.
You will feel that connection. And I think that's a big hole when you get out of like military
man.
jobs.
You lose your tribe.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's a good way to find it back, because we need to connect. We are like social individuals by nature. So even if we like to be by ourselves with solitude and everything, we need connections.
Yeah, 100%. I would say, just on that note, before we wrap it up, that when it comes to the social aspect, because it keeps coming up, and I know a lot of guys listening that are outdoorsmen are like, well, I'm an introvert and I like to be by myself. And I absolutely do too. I was talking to Jared when we were in the truck this morning, we may have an opportunity to fish together on the Yellowstone, but I told him don't be offended if I just take a little bit of time to myself, because this might be the last time I have just to be with my own thoughts for a little while.
I have to give you a couple of spots. Pass me your phone.
Oh yeah,
open any maps to put you some plots.
Will do, man. But I should do that after because I can't walk and chew gum. But there's a couple of things. Like I'll get a little bit of spiritual in this. That, like from my religious standpoint, is that like Jesus himself went into the wilderness to reset and to be with the Father, to be with God, right? And I think that men created in God's image are designed to go out and have some solitude and to have some alone time with God and themselves. I think that solitude is how we reset in some ways, but then we always have to come back to our social connections because we're also built for that social networking, that social connection, that fellowship. And the beautiful thing about it is all of that can be accomplished in an outdoor setting. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and especially if you're an introvert, two guys can go fly fishing and not say a word to each other. Like it's healing. It really is. Like you can be like, what are you throwing? Yeah. Oh yeah. Green perdigon. That's what I've been catching them on the whole time. And it's just like, okay, that's what I'm going to tie on. I'm going to walk 200 yards away from them and I'm going to go catch some fish.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. I think that's, I took my cousin fly fishing before he deployed. He's in the Air Force. He deployed to Qatar this last year, and I took him camping and fishing on the St. Joe River there in Idaho for a weekend before he left. And, we did a lot of talking in camp and in the truck, but we got on the river and I taught him a few things and sent him on his way. And when we go for a couple of hours not talking, but it was the best time that either of us had ever spent with each other, right? Just really connected. And it's been awesome. I mean, yeah, neither he and I have siblings, so we've been like the closest thing to brothers, and we've really connected a lot lately in the last few years. He's younger than me because he comes up on his leave, and I've taken him turkey hunting, I've taken him fly fishing, and it's been an awesome way to maintain that familial relationship too, for sure. But it's fun to mentor him through life. As long as I can keep him out of a law enforcement career when he gets out of the Air Force, we'll be good to go. Yeah. Believe me, man. Dude, he plans on getting a pilot's license, so he needs to. I'm gonna get him. He's gonna have him get his pilot's license and come to Sweetwater, and then he and I are probably gonna just link up with all you all, and we're just gonna start some like super business.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's awesome, guys. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Well, any closing thoughts over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Send it. Or I thought I started over there. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think the last thing I want to say is there's a lot of people that they're maybe not outdoorsmen, maybe they've dabbled. And a lot of people that might think what we're talking about is kind of silly, like, oh, you want to catch fish for a living, or, you want to be outdoors and make that a living and not go a different avenue that is more, lucrative or, success oriented. But we have a gift here, the earth, and it's about connecting with that and exploring it and being a part of the life cycle. And when you can catch your own food and survive on your own in a way, it's just that is a form of success.
It's primal, man.
It's primal. That feeling when you hook a fish and you get it in, it's like you're out there trying to feed your village and you got the biggest fish and you're the one that's going to get the the trophy or you're going to get the biggest portion of the meal that night. But yeah, it's kind of what we were meant to do in a way. I believe the way we were supposed to live off the land and doing it that way and using what we've been given instead of making, I fished so many places that you look up the like the FDA or CDC releases how many fish a month you can eat, and it's like one, you know, because there's mercury poisoning and PFAS. That's the new thing. But there's all sorts of contaminants. So like, obviously these resources are getting taken for granted, where, you know, the river I used to fish in the South River, DuPont is there. And that river's been wrecked because of it. You know, there was a native trout population, and it's all gone. It's all stocked. And so being good stewards, it teaches you to be a good steward of this gift that we've been given. It's the best thing we have. And that's I want to end it.
Yeah. Ryan T, any closing thoughts, brother?
I'm ready for bed.
Ryan is ready for bed. I know Hector's got a closing thought. Always, he says.
This, man, just go and do what you're thinking. You got something on your gut that you dreaming about doing. It don't matter if people look and that's crazy or that you're not gonna make enough money. If it makes you happy, that's what you wanted to do. Go invest time in it, learn it, and try it. Do it. That's the best advice. I wish I can go to Alaska too, because since a little kid, that's my dream. And usually I notice in life that everything that I put my goal into it, I accomplish it. And I think guiding, I will see you soon. I will see you soon, Ryan. See? And all of you, and stay in touch. And I don't know, take advantage of the opportunity of Bill, do everything, and keep following that passion. That's what's going to keep you alive, going to keep you healthy. Because you can make a lot of money, but you can be hating your job.
Amen.
Find something that you enjoy doing, that you wake up happy and go do it. And always treat people better. Like, treat people like you wanted to be treated. And your world is going to be better.
Amen.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for staying up late.
Yeah.
I just got one quick closing. These guys have brought up money several times about, you know, you're not going to become a millionaire guiding. I would just say follow your passion no matter what it is, and the money will follow.
Exactly. Money comes and goes.
So that's it.
Yeah, man. It's almost like if you put your trust in something, you'll be provided for, right? So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have some of you guys back on in the future. So until next time, just keep pursuing freedom in the outdoors. Thanks again. And if this resonates with you, I want to welcome you to the tribe and encourage you to share this podcast with your friends. Hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Pursuing Freedom Outdoors. And if you or someone you know has a great story about life or the wilderness, I want to share it. You can shoot me a message on Instagram or email me with all inquiries and questions at thomas@pursuingfreedomoutdoors.com. That's Thomas, THOMAS, at pursuingfreedomoutdoors.com. Until next time, get out there, get after it, and pursue freedom in the outdoors.